Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. I have a lot to talk about. So today's reading is going to be about a surprise blessing that is going to be finding you by the end of the year. So as long as you're watching this within 2025, there is still time to receive this blessing. At the time that you're watching this, I'm either about to run a marathon or I just did it. So feel free to send me some good vibes for that because I'm gonna need them. Even if I already did it, go ahead and send those good vibes anyway because they will travel to the past and they will bless me as I fight for my life. Also, I got married. I never made a formal announcement of that, but I have made someone Mr. Kino. We are probably not doing a wedding, but we'll do a photo shoot at some point. For now, I will show you a video of me trying to show off my engagement ring and you'll be blessing the video with a fart. Also, I want to tell you about my next DJ gig. For those of you who are living in Tokyo or who happen to be in Tokyo on December 21st, you can come see me at Womb Lounge in Shibuya. I will be playing a 45-minute set from 11:45 to 12:30, and the fee for guests is only 1,000 yen, so this is significantly more affordable than my last gig. So if you would like to come see me, come meet me in person, feel free to send me a DM. I will make sure you're on the guest list. Okay, anyway,
thank you so much for watching. Now let's get on to the reading.
Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's Pick a Cat reading, we are going to be looking at a blessing that is coming your way before the end of this year. I got the idea to do this reading from the cats because these are good luck cats and I found them in a little souvenir shop in a pack of 5 when I was traveling through Japan with my family. We were in Kanazawa and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cute. I want to use them in a video. So here we are. There's not much to explain for this reading. It's going to be super straightforward, just seeing what the blessing is and any other details that Spirit wants you to know. And there are 5 groups to choose from. Each of these little cats has different colored fur and a different colored collar. So I'll show you each one up close so that you can see what they look like. If you do feel called to multiple groups today, definitely feel free to watch any and all that you are feeling called to because it's quite possible that there are multiple blessings coming your way before the end of this year. So without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, your cat has brown fur and a red collar. For my group number 2s, your cat has red fur and a pink collar. For my group number 3s, your cat has black fur and a green collar. For my group number 4s, your cat has yellow fur and a pink collar. And for my group number 5s, your cat has a 2-tone orange and brown fur and a green collar. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the cat with brown fur and the red collar, this is going to be your reading. So we are going to start by pulling 3 cards from the Rainbow Heart Tarot. And this could be all 3 cards talking about the same blessing. It could be 3 cards talking about 3 different blessings. I'm just going to leave it open to however Spirit wants to do it. And let's get into it. Group number 3, surprise blessing. Why did I say group number 3? I think because I was saying 3 cards and then that number was in my head, but maybe that's a sign. If you felt called to group 3 as well, you might want to check it out after this one. Surprise blessing coming to you by the end of this year. We are starting off with the Five of Wands. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like this is going to be multiple blessings, so feel free to claim all of them. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. So we'll just talk about these a little bit and then we'll pull some clarifiers. But starting with the Five of Wands, already there's a few different ways I can interpret this card. So please feel free to claim any and all interpretations that resonate for you. The first one is the resolution of some sort of conflict. Now, this would only be for those of you who already have some kind of ongoing conflict in your life, okay? This is not a prediction of shit's gonna hit the fan, you're gonna get in a fight with someone. If you're already in some kind of disagreement, some kind of tense situation with another person or even within a group, this shows the peaceful resolution of that conflict. If there is someone you want to have a reconciliation with, the Five of Wands can also indicate that you'll be coming into a reconciliation with them. And there's another interpretation about you beating competition. So if you are in some kind of contest or you are being ranked in some way within the rest of this year, this is a strong sign that you are going to win or you are going to rank very high. The Five of Wands can have this fighting and competitive spirit. So it's giving me the feeling of you beating out the competition, or you are really doing something to stand out from the crowd and be chosen. Okay? And then finally, this is another specific one, but for those of you who have some kind of conflict in your schedule that you can't do everything you want to do, that's going to be resolved. So just one simple example. Let's say that there's like a music festival and two artists that you want to see are playing at the same time. And you're like, oh my God, I can't go to both. But then there's a change in the schedule, so now you can go to both, right? That's just one very simple example. Of course, you can apply it to your situation. Maybe this is something like, I really wanted to go visit family, but I can't get time off work. The schedule conflicts are going to be resolved, so you don't have to choose one or the other. You can do both things you want to do, or you're going to be let off the hook for some work or some responsibilities so that you can go do what you actually want to do. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for the Five of Wands. Here with the Eight of Pentacles, there's going to be some event within the rest of this year where you really see how much your hard, consistent work paid off. And maybe these two are even related. If you resonated with that message of standing out from the competition or even winning a competition, this Eight of Pentacles could definitely be tied to that, because there's some event that's showing you, wow, like all those days I showed up and put in the hours, it was really worth it. The Eight of Pentacles feels very much like a practice makes perfect. You are practicing something or refining, perfecting something day in and day out. It shows that kind of consistency and hard work. And you're making your goals happen, I want to say. I was just getting distracted because I was thinking about how there's a bit of a common theme in the artwork of like all of these heads surrounding you. I'm not really sure what that means yet. You could have a very extensive spiritual team who are all watching over you. This could be people on earth, like literally people are watching you. You have eyes on you. But I just thought that was interesting, like all the heads surrounding you. Some of you could be taking on a new role that is very interesting and fulfilling for you. Something else that I sometimes see with the Eight of Pentacles is a person who wears a lot of hats. So you may get the opportunity to fill a role within the rest of this year it's not something you usually do. but you enjoy it. So an example of this would be like the usual person is not at work today, so you're covering for them, but you actually find their job really fun and interesting. Or maybe it's just a one-off thing, like you get to be this role for a day. You get to try your hand at something new. It feels kind of temporary, like it's not something you're gonna do every day from now on, but it's fun. Okay, this is really random and specific, but I just heard something about getting to babysit as a blessing, or maybe getting to pet sit, or getting to house sit for someone, getting to plant sit. That could be a blessing for you. It's a temporary role that you're filling, right? Just for a set period of time, but you find it very interesting and fun and fulfilling. Okay, and here we have the 10 of Cups. So this blessing is definitely going to be about matters of the heart, about loved ones. There could be really good news coming about a loved one or a family member of yours pertaining to their well-being, their health, their prosperity. This feels like a blessing coming to your whole family, or a blessing coming to your entire circle of loved ones. And I'm also hearing it's the best possible outcome. And I do feel a huge relief, almost like you and your loved ones were bracing yourself for the different news that you could get. But you got the best possible news, the best possible outcome, and everyone is happy. There could be blessings coming to you in love as well. Let's pull some clarifiers from the Omni Tarot and see what is going on. Okay, to clarify the Five of Wands, we have the Magician, oh wow, the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like that's a huge confirmation for a lot of my group number ones, because I had that hunch that maybe these two were related. And so the fact that you got another Eight of Pentacles to clarify this Five of Wands, that could certainly be the case for a lot of you. So you are winning something, or you are being chosen for something. This is also giving vibes of like being chosen for a scholarship, being chosen for a certain position, or being chosen out of everyone else to have a certain experience, or to have a certain privilege, or to have a certain prize. And it's like, it's because you worked so hard and you went the extra mile. The feeling with the Eight of Pentacles, it's so much consistency, like showing up even when you don't want to, showing up even when it's boring, showing up even when nobody is watching. And, you know, for every one day that you have amazing breakthroughs and victories like this, there's like hundreds of days where nothing happens, and it's just like mundane, it's just practice, it's just training. And I think the reality is a lot of people are not willing to do that. Like they just want the big breakthrough moment. So your sheer consistency is really what brought you here. Like you're winning something, or you're being selected for something. This is not going to be for everyone, but I just heard someone is nominating you, or someone is putting your name in for something. So there could be some kind of award or prize that it's like you can't nominate yourself, someone else has to nominate you. I don't even know what that would be, but let me know. Let me know if that applies to you. Why am I thinking of Harry? Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Anyway, maybe that movie or that meme of calm Dumbledore is significant to somebody. But yeah, even the Magician, like you're a badass and you're very powerful. And I feel like that is being noticed. Your skill is being noticed. Your intelligence is being noticed. Your excellence is being noticed. And this is something you've been manifesting for a while. You are manifesting your desired outcome in this situation. Now, a little bit about that conflict interpretation. I do think you can very much manifest an outcome where everyone is happy. But if it's not that kind of situation, if it's like it's either you win or they win, I feel like this magician is saying you're going to win. You're going to be the one who gets what you want in the end because you are the magician. Yeah. Let's get some cards to clarify this Eight of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. And the Star. This has manifesting your desired outcome written all over it. Like there is some big breakthrough or victory. I'm probably a broken record at this point, but there is some breakthrough or victory that you have been praying for and hoping for, and you are manifesting that. But with the Page of Cups and the Star here, this is telling me that it is going to exceed your expectations, and there are going to be some pleasant surprises. So it's everything that you asked for, it's everything that you worked towards, plus some extra surprises. I feel like you've put a lot of time and effort into reaching this goal, and I'm hearing that once you achieve it, you may need some kind of palate cleanser. So maybe you want to take a rest for a while, or you want to invest your energy into something entirely different. You want to experiment for a little bit. Maybe you've gone through a period where you had to have a very strict routine, and so for a while you just don't want to have a routine at all. The Page of Cups, it feels more relaxed and more playful than I think your energy has been for the past while. So it's like, okay, I've worked really hard. Now it's time to just like unwind and celebrate and let myself be a bit, I want to say a bit like floopy, a bit floppy. Isn't that Phoebe's word from Friends? Floopy. That could be significant for someone. Yeah, like let yourself just be loose and relaxed and at play. Yes. Is there anything else I want to say with the Page of Cups and the Star? You may have a secret admirer, and you would be very happy to know that this person is admiring you. There's someone younger who is looking up to you, and I feel like that means a lot to you. For some of you, it could be like if you have children, there could be a moment in the rest of this year where your child or children is really showing how proud they are of you and how much they look up to you. Maybe it's a comment that they make towards you or a gift that they give you, some heartfelt moment that you share with them, and it means a lot for you to know that they think you're cool and you're a role model. This could also be like if you have a significantly younger sibling or cousin, or maybe it's like your best friend's children. This could also be someone in your field who is of a younger generation. So that will be a message for those of you who have been in your field for a very long time, to know that the younger generation of people coming into this field is inspired by what you do and want to be like you one day. I think that will mean a lot. So you're going to have some kind of interaction like that, I think. A younger person looking up to you within the rest of this year. For some of you, it could even be an interaction that you have with your own younger self. That did happen to me once, where I discovered my diary from 15 years ago, and I was reading it and I was like, oh my God, like 15-year-old me would be so just ecstatic to know who I am now and what I'm doing. And it was a very sweet moment between me and myself. Okay, so finally, let's get some clarifiers for the Ten of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. Yeah, there's that relief. And the Six of Cups. 2 sixes, harmony being restored, balance being restored. You could be getting good news about your health or the health of a loved one, like someone's making a full recovery. The Six of Swords talks about a stressful situation getting better. Things are finally moving in a positive direction. It seemed, okay, I'm hearing it seemed like things were taking a negative turn. It seemed like things were getting worse, but the situation made a 180 and now things are getting better. And the visual that's coming to my mind, especially because there's a river in this card and we often see a boat on the Six of Swords, it's as if you thought the boat was heading to a waterfall, but the boat managed to turn around and go to safety and go to more peaceful waters. So a situation is dramatically improving. You or a loved one is able to reverse something or get out of a bad situation. And that's bringing a lot of relief to you and to everybody. With the Six of Cups here, we have a couple cards that I would associate with like children or childhood. So children can be involved in this situation, or memories of your own childhood or your child self could be involved in this situation. Things are going back to how they were before, but in a good way. Because the Six of Cups it talks about the past, but in a warm and fuzzy way. Also, I just saw 1818. That could be significant for someone. It talks about the past in a warm and fuzzy way. The past that you reminisce about, the past that you want to go back to. Oh, I just realized something. Also, for some of you, this could be like reconciliation within a family or within a friend group, and it makes everybody happy. So that's not going to be for everyone, of course, but it's like if you had 2 family members who don't talk anymore, and the whole family wants them to have a reunion. And so when they reconcile, everybody's happy about it. Or like there's 2 people in your friend group who were really fighting and they made up, and that makes the whole friend group happy. So something like that could definitely be happening as well, because the Six of Swords talks about moving on to a better situation, but because it's paired with the Six of Cups, it feels less of like a moving forward and more of like, we're going back to how it was in the good old days. We're restoring some level of peace and joy and warmness and fuzziness that we had in the past. It feels restorative rather than completely new, if that makes sense. So yeah, to finish off the reading, I think I will roll some dice. This could be like a last message from Spirit or maybe some advice for you. Let's see. We have Mars, we have the sign of Scorpio, and we have the number 4. I think Mars was actually just in Scorpio not too long ago. So I'm gonna check. Yeah, it was literally in Scorpio back in November. So I'm just looking at what the planets were doing. Yeah, Mars was in Scorpio in the beginning of November. So some problem that has been going on since the beginning of November could be resolved for you, or some hard efforts that you made in the beginning of November are finally paying off. Somebody with Mars in Scorpio could be significant to you, or Mars in the 4th house, or Scorpio in the 4th house, or a Leo rising. I think the advice from Spirit as you go into the new year, there's something about pulling your energy back in towards yourself or towards your immediate circle. For those of you who have been quite busy, out and about, or extending your energy a lot to others, extending your energy a lot outwards, I feel like the end of this year is going to call you to pull all of that back inward and back to yourself. There's some pent-up emotions inside of you that maybe you've been trying to heal with an outlet. And that actually does work in many cases. Like, we can channel our emotions through some kind of outlet to release them. But the message from Spirit is that these particular emotions that you're dealing with, they don't get released through an outlet. They get healed by you going inside, going within to meet them in there, if that makes sense. They'll be released by you going inward, not by you forcing them to come outward. I feel like that's kind of a cryptic message, but that is what I am getting. There may be certain emotions that you're processing and you don't necessarily need advice from others or need to tell others about it. And this is not me like saying you should isolate if you do want to talk to people about it. But if you're feeling intuitively like, no, I can just sit with this myself and the only one who needs to bear witness to these emotions is me, like, that's very valid as well. So don't feel like you're doing something wrong if you are wanting to just process your emotions alone. Yeah. Okay, group one. So those are all the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my memberships, where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month, and you can also watch full-length pick a card readings that are exclusive to the members, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the red cat with the pink collar, this is going to be a reading. Just before I started filming, I did have to cut the wick back on the candle because it was too long and was like dipping into the wax and the flame was going out. So now she is burning nice and brightly. And I thought that one of your blessings within the rest of this year could be that you are getting rid of something that has been weighing you down, and that makes you feel reinvigorated, or metaphorically allows you to shine more brightly. Like you're getting rid of something that was tiring you, slowing you down, or dimming your light. Okay. So let's get into it. We are going to start with the Rainbow Heart Tarot, and I'm going to pull 3 cards from this deck. These could be 3 cards that are all about the same blessing, or they could be about 3 different blessings. However, Spirit wants to convey these messages today. So let's see what we have for my group number 2s. We are starting off with the 8 of Swords. Next, we have the 6 of Wands. And finally, we have the 3 of Wands. Beautiful energies. Okay, With this Eight of Swords here, I almost said Eight of Swords in reverse, even though I'm not taking reversals, but maybe I'm supposed to think of it in that way. Oh, okay, this is really cool because I was going to say this doesn't seem like a blessing that is just randomly coming to you. It seems like something that you are giving yourself. It's a blessing that directly results from your own action because, oh, and I just saw 222. So it's like you're taking action and the universe is reciprocating. What I wanted to say with this card is that a blessing happening by the end of this year is that you are getting the courage to take a certain action or to speak up about something or to say how you feel or to go after an opportunity. Like whatever it is that you've been afraid to do or holding back from doing, you're getting the courage to go for it and start a new journey, I'm hearing. This person is tied up with red string and it is making me think of the red thread of fate. I feel like with my group number 2s, you have a heightened sense of awareness about what your calling is, but it almost feels, and it's kind of sad because it doesn't have to feel this way, but maybe it's felt like your calling has been weighing on you. It's felt like either a burden or a pressure of, I have to live up to this calling, I have to make it work, but I don't know if I can, I don't know how. And with the swords pinning this person down, it really feels like old beliefs and old thought patterns holding you back. So I think a blessing that you are giving yourself by the end of this year is that you are triumphing over your own limiting beliefs and you're just going for it. So you're doing something that you've been scared to do, but you really, really want to. And what I thought was so cool is that the color theme of this card is the same as your cat. It has the pink sky and the red castle, and your cat has a red head. Maybe some of you guys are redheads, and a pink collar. So I feel like this energy is all about you. It's something that you're gaining the courage to do. And then literally right after that, we have the Six of Wands. So whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to be successful. And I'm hearing, okay, Yumi wants to come on my lap or on the chair. Hello, baby. And whatever it is that you're doing, what was I saying? Oh, you're going to be successful. And I heard something like, I can't believe I didn't do this sooner. And I want to be very clear that this isn't coming through in a regretful way. Like, oh my gosh, I wasted so much time. I could have done this sooner. It's not like that at all. It actually feels very light and like a relief. Like, oh my gosh, all of that fear for nothing. Like, I could have done this sooner. It feels like a light realization because now you're on the other side of it where you've been victorious and you are truly liberated from these limiting beliefs because now you have evidence against them. So the next time they try to come to you and tell you you can't do something, you can be like, well, explain this victory. Next time your thoughts try to come in and say, well, you can't manifest that. You just show them your Six of Wands card. Like, actually, I have evidence that I very much can manifest and I very much can be successful. So you don't know what you're talking about. And I would bet from this energy that 2026 is really going to be your year. If this is your group, you may have had kind of a shitty last year, and maybe that carried over to this year as well. And I want you to know that 2026 is the year that things turn around. Maybe you had a good year in 2025, but even so, in 2026, it is about to get even better. You are on an upward trajectory in 2026. You whatever it is that you are doing, like you're putting yourself out there in some way by starting this new journey, and it's receiving a positive response. You're receiving positive feedback, positive recognition, or it's having the desired outcome or the desired effect that you wanted. I'm hearing also something like everything is going according to plan. And I guess I'm imagining some kind of advice, or it could even be a book that says, if you do XYZ, then you will get this outcome. And then when you try it, it actually goes exactly as the advice said. And there is a predictability to it that is very satisfying and reassuring for you. Interesting message. I hope that that makes sense. This is only going to be for some of you because I realize that this is not everybody's goal, but some of you could be gaining popularity or even fame from an accomplishment or what you are working on, what you're making. If you're on social media, you could be gaining a lot of followers, or something that you did is getting viewed by a lot of people and receiving a lot of positive feedback. But you're definitely being celebrated or admired in some way with this Six of Wands. And I'm also seeing a scenario where you're catching up with friends and family. And when you tell them about what you've been up to recently, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I just feel like everybody is so proud of you, but I'm also hearing nobody is surprised, because as much as you may have doubted yourself, I think the people close to you knew that you had it in you and knew that you could do it. And so you're just embodying the potential that you always had. And we have the Three of Wands after this. So I feel like these are all talking about the same arc within your story, where you are facing your fear and trying something or starting a new journey. It's going very well. And now as a result, you are just a much more confident person and outgoing person. You are not afraid to try new things. You're not afraid to make the first move. You're not afraid to put yourself out there. And you're no longer afraid of failure, because failure could not make you view yourself any differently. It could not make you think less of yourself, think that you're less capable or less talented or less smart or less strong. In fact, you may even reach a place where you welcome failures because of the learning experience, because of the data it gives you for your next attempt or for the next part of your journey. You're becoming, I don't even know how to say this, but I heard you're like, let's go. Like, that's going to be your personality. Like, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do the darn thing. Becoming more of a, this feels like a Knight of Wands kind of energy. Like, yeah, like a go-getter, like a challenger, like a winner. That's going to be your energy. You may even start to have fun doing things that are outside of your comfort zone, because it's all about your growth. It's all about your personal growth. And that's becoming now something that is exciting and fun rather than something that feels like a pressure or a burden or a test. Yes, you have a calling and you know your calling, but if you're not enjoying yourself in the process, then that's not your calling. The fun and the enjoyment is a very important ingredient in it. And if that's missing, what are we doing? I also think it's kind of cool how the dolphins are pink and this person is pink. And the horse has like red in their mane. The colors red and pink seem to be quite significant. Okay, let's get some clarifiers from the Omni Tarot. We have the Devil. I think I need to cover this one. So, wow, and the Devil is red and pink too. That's crazy. Let me know if like these are your favorite colors or if this is a sign for you in some way. But yeah, I feel like the Devil really does confirm that this Eight of Swords is referring to limiting beliefs that you are squashing. We have the Devil, the Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Out of the 3 cards that came out here, 2 of them are associated with the sign of Capricorn. So you could have Capricorn placements, or someone why can't I talk right now? Or someone close to you could. And also, the last week or so of December, the sun will be in Capricorn. So that last week of December could be particularly significant to you. Perhaps the last like 4 to 7 days. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. But yeah, the last week or so of the month. And the Seven of Pentacles here is saying, all this time you were doubting yourself and you just needed to be patient with yourself and trust your own process. I actually had a little moment like this with myself this morning because I'm kind of in the process of healing and moving on from something. And I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm not as healed as I would like to be at this stage in my life. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. There's no shame in that. I'm going to be patient with myself. If it takes me more time, it takes me more time. It's almost like I was feeling embarrassed, like I haven't healed more at this point and I'm still thinking about this past stuff. And I had to kind of stop myself and lovingly call myself out in that moment and say, however long I take is okay. And I know that I'm not stagnating and I'm proud of the progress that I've made. And slow progress is still progress. Oh, some of you maybe got stuck in a vicious cycle when it came to pursuing your goals or dreams because you were like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind. I'm so behind. I'm so late. I'm behind schedule in my journey. That creates more pressure and that makes you not start because you already feel like you're too late, but then you don't start and then more time passes and it just becomes this vicious cycle like that. And so maybe a big part of your healing from this is saying, first of all, better late than never. I said that in a reading recently. And second of all, I can never be late to my own party. I can never be late on my own journey. Later than what? Later than who? I'm on my time and my time is perfect. I just saw 1515, which is the number of the devil. So a lot of the limiting beliefs could have to do with time or age or how long something is taking. Because the Seven of Pentacles does talk about that, like patience, but also something taking a long time. And the Four of Pentacles is definitely not a fast-moving energy. So being comfortable and accepting your own pace, your own rate. All progress is good, slow progress is good, fast progress is good. Fast is not necessarily better. Just embracing your own rhythm. Because again, that message of I could have done this sooner, you're not meant to regret that. I think it's more of a like, wow, I had this potential and this magic in me the whole time. And it was just a matter of changing my mindset. I just saw like a parakeet in my mind's eye out of nowhere. So that could be significant to someone. Let's get some cards to clarify this Six of Wands. We have strength. And we have the Star. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So quite literally, this is saying, if you persevere, you will get your desired outcome and more. The Star does indicate the fulfillment of a wish, but this actually happened to me not long ago where like I manifested something and I still kind of don't believe it because I got so used to it not being true that it felt like I was lying to myself that it happened. I guess you could say it feels surreal. And I had to keep reminding myself like, no, that actually happened. So I think the manifestation of your wish is going to feel like that. Very surreal, because with the Star, I often see the realization of a dream that really felt too far away, too unrealistic, too good to be true. I'm kidding myself. It's just a fantasy. You know, it's just something I daydream about, but it's not actually gonna happen. And then it actually happens and you're like, what the F? What the hell? That's going to be you. And it was really, at the end of the day, it was really about patience. Because your action is what brings this manifestation to you, but you had to be patient with your own self and your own process to reach a point where you felt ready to do it. You know, patience is not just about waiting for the universe's timing. It's just as important, maybe more important, to be very patient with your own processes, with the process of building your confidence, the process of feeling ready, the process of healing. I feel like so often in readings, in the advice section of readings, we would say things like, you know, you need to heal from XYZ, or you need to surrender XYZ, you need to let go of XYZ. But that's not advice that you can just hear and be like, okay, I'm gonna do that now. It requires time, and it requires you to live your life, and it happens organically. You know, it's like your hair growing. You can't just like sit there and will your hair to grow because you want to. It has its own process, and there's something with your own emotional and spiritual process that it grows at its own rate, and your soul is smart and your soul knows what they're doing. And you are on perfect time for your unique journey. I hope that this is making sense. Also, I like that they have matching boots. And again, they are red. Okay, let's get some clarifiers for the Three of Wands. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Six of Cups. I'm seeing this conversation that you're having with your guides. It's kind of funny and sweet, where you had a deep intuitive knowing that you're going to manifest something. You're seeing signs of it everywhere. You're feeling the truth of it in your soul. And then when it actually happens, you are surprised. And your guides are like, why are you surprised? You've been dreaming about this for years. We've sent you a million confirmations, a million messages, a million readings about it. Like, why are you surprised? And you're like, yeah, well, I didn't think it was actually gonna happen. So it's a kind of cute exchange like this, where maybe it's a gap where your soul knew, but your mind was not really sure and still kind of grappling with the truth of it. And it's interesting to see those kind of conflicting energies at play. This like, well, I always knew, but also what the hell? It really happened. So whatever you're manifesting here, this outcome, it's quite big and quite important for you. And I think it's really instilling in you a confidence that you can achieve anything and you can manifest anything. With the Six of Cups here, for some of you, this could quite literally be pertaining to a dream that you've had since childhood or for many, many years. Some of you could be freeing yourself from an insecurity or mental or emotional baggage that you have carried since childhood. And sometimes when you've carried something for that long, you kind of forget what it was like to live without it. Maybe it's hard to imagine, what does a version of me look like without this baggage? What does a version of me look like without these wounds? Like, is that even real? I can't even picture it. Well, you don't have to picture it because it's going to be real and right in front of you. This is something big and it feels kind of surreal. But I think on a soul level, you knew it was coming. Otherwise, what were we doing all these months, all these years with the messages and the dreams and the intentions? Like, it's here, as we said. Yeah, I feel your guides are like, why are you surprised? Okay, let's roll some dice to finish off this message. We have the number 4, we have Saturn, and we have the sign of Libra. A Saturn in Libra person could be significant, or a Saturn in the 4th house person, or a Libra in the 4th house person, or a Cancer rising. You can take those as confirmation. Of course, you don't need to have those placements. I forget if I said this, but it could be someone you know, someone close to you who is significant. Why do I feel like this is talking about setting boundaries with your family, or setting boundaries with your home or within your home? Yeah, there's something about that. For group number 1, the dice served as advice for the end of the year. So maybe this is something that you want to think about cleaning up by the end of the year so that you can go into 2026 with good boundaries set between you and your family. There's something about boundaries between your personal life and your professional life. So an example of this energy could be like if you had family who were overstepping their boundaries when it came to giving you career advice, or who didn't understand, like when you say I'm busy, when you say I have work, they're not respecting that. When you say I have things to do, or when you say like, no, don't come over, I need to do XYZ. Like someone could be not respecting your private time or your personal time, or the time where you're busy and want to work on things. Or it could be the other way around, where your workplace is not respecting your personal life and your personal time. You know, like I don't have to tell you about what's going on in my personal life or with my family. That's not your business. Or I don't have to answer to your emails right now. I'm having dinner with my family. Like, no. Those kind of boundaries between work and family and your home. I think Spirit's advice is cleaning that up so that you can have a lot more peace in the new year and not be scattered all over the place. Yes. Okay, group 2s. I think those are all the messages for you. And actually, my last message for you is congratulations, because you freaking did it. You're freaking doing it. You're manifesting your big thing, your big one. So thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can also watch full length pick a card readings that are exclusive to the memberships, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to everyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the cat with the black fur and the green collar, this is going to be your reading. So there are a couple of blessings coming up intuitively pertaining to this group. So I want to share those with you before we get into the cards. One was that before the end of this year, you could have an unexpected meetup with a loved one. So this could be a dear friend of yours, a family member whom you're close with. It could also be a love interest. So I was seeing this really specific scenario, and I don't know if it's going to be exactly this for you, but I was seeing a scenario where you suddenly get a text from them and they're like, hey, I'm in town just for a couple days, and I was wondering if you're free for lunch or free for dinner. So maybe it is someone who lives out of town, or it just feels like someone you don't get to see often, or you haven't seen them in a long time. And they're suddenly reaching out to you because of their impromptu plans, and it's like this lovely surprise. Like if someone had told you first thing in the morning, you're gonna be having lunch or having dinner with this person, you'd be like, what the heck? So yeah, that was one message. And then the other one was that something could get postponed, but it ends up working in your favor. So it could be something that you didn't really want to do or you didn't really feel ready for it, and it gets pushed back to a later date. So you don't have to hurry, you don't have to stress and rush, you have more time. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the cards. So I'm gonna pull 3 from this deck. This is the Rainbow Heart Tarot, and we could get 3 cards that are all about the same blessing. We could get 3 cards that are about 3 different blessings. I will leave it up to Spirit. And let's see what comes up for my group number 3s. So first we have the 10 of Swords. Then we have the 5 of Swords. And wow, we have the Tower. These are likely all talking about the same thing. As soon as I saw the 10 of Swords, I was like, okay, there's a blessing that is coming to you in the form of an ending. So if this is your group, there's likely something in your life right now that, okay, I'm hearing you hate, so that could be the case for some of you. A situation that you hate or that is causing you a lot of stress, and it's finally going to be over. With the Tower here, this seems to indicate that it will just end on its own, or it will end because of outside forces acting on it. This is just one example, okay? But it's like if somebody got laid off from their job and they're like, I hated that job anyway, and they're kind of relieved. Just one example, right? You can apply it to your situation. Another example would be someone who's in a relationship that causes them a lot of stress, and the other person ends things. And you're like, phew, relieved. So if there was some action required from you for this ending to happen, I feel like you already did it. And this ending is going to come from another party or from some divine intervention, some forces from outside of you. And this feels like a huge relief that you didn't have to be the one to decide. It's kind of like life decided for you with this Five of Swords. 444 as I'm saying that. This Five of Swords could indicate an inner conflict that was going on within yourself. Like, should I end this or not? Should I walk away or should I stick it out for a bit longer? I want to end this chapter, but what if that's not the right choice? Or maybe feeling bad or feeling insecure about the future. This could be that kind of inner conflict with you, or there could have been people in your life who were telling you to stick it out despite what you felt inside. But it's becoming very clear that the universe has spoken and the universe said, this path is over for you. You're free from this. This cycle is over. And this feels like a huge blessing. So this is not like something, you're losing something or something's getting taken away from you. I want to be very clear. This would be something that you don't want in your life. You want it to end. And it's finally going to be over. So if you cannot think of anything in your life like that, this may not be your group. Or there could be something that, how do I say that? You might not be thinking of it like, I want this to end or I want to let go of this. You may be thinking of it like, I wish there was a way for me to end this. So I'll make that a bit clearer because I feel like that was not clear. There could be some of you who are like, I want to leave my job right now. Like, I'm ready. I want to leave it. And then others of you are thinking, I don't want to leave it, but that's only because you can't fathom a scenario where that would be like possible, or where that would be the responsible thing to do, or where that would be the realistic or the practical thing to do. So in a practical sense, you don't want to, but in a perfect world, you would want this to end. Does that make sense? I wish I lived in a world where I didn't have to do this. That's the vibe. Some big stress or some big burden is being lifted from you. Let's get some clarifiers for this energy. Air signs could be significant. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Someone with Mars in an air sign could be significant to this situation, or maybe you have that. So to clarify the Ten of Swords, we have the Sun. This literally looks like someone doing a happy dance. So I think some of you have been stressed and on edge from this situation for so long that you're going to feel like a whole different person when this cycle is over. You're going to feel more energized, more playful. Your zest for life is coming back. This seems like one of those situations where you don't realize how much something is draining you until it's over, because you get accustomed to living in that drained state all the time, or you get accustomed to that stress simmering all the time. Another example coming to my mind, this is annoying me just thinking about it. It's like if you were sitting in a room and just always hearing this faint buzzing sound, like me, and then it stops and suddenly it's quiet and you're like, oh my God, I can hear myself think. I'm not going crazy anymore. So you'll realize afterwards how much the situation was draining you. And I do feel like whatever this situation is, something about tension with other people was adding to it. So it could be like a workplace, a place of study, where like it could have been something else stressing you out, but I feel like the way others were behaving was not helping. There's like an awkwardness or a tension or a friction with others. For some of you, this could be something like you are leaving a group or leaving a community, and you only realize after the fact how much you had to mask your true self in order to be around those people. And now that you can fully be yourself, it just feels like a gigantic weight lifted. And there's also something about, I feel like fundamentally, and I mean this as a huge compliment, I feel like you are a very, like a goofy and unserious person at heart. You are meant to frolic. You are meant to play. You're meant to be silly. I feel like that is your nature. It's like a beautiful, childlike wonder and playful kind of energy. But life had you in a situation where you had to be kind of uptight and serious. This feels like the scene in the SpongeBob movie where everybody's wearing those chum bucket hats and they're like, all hail plankton. And then SpongeBob's guitar solo like blasts off their helmets and then they're free again and they're rejoicing. Something like that is gonna happen to you, where you feel yourself coming back. Okay, we also have the star. I feel like it's at least the second time that this is coming out. It may even be a third time. Did all three groups get the star? Because that would be pretty cool. I also love that we have the sun and the star. I'm tasting, it's like an herbal drink that I drink sometimes when I'm feeling fatigued or when I feel like I might be coming down with something. So I don't know if you guys are drinking like herbal teas or some kind of herbal remedies, or maybe that's a message about your health improving and you are recovering from fatigue, because I just randomly tasted that right now. Also, this is kind of a weird interpretation, but I was just looking at the star person pouring these jugs, and I thought that like a bartender could be significant, or maybe you are a bartender, or is it called mixologist? People who like make cocktails. Yumi just came up on my lap, by the way. So yeah, this feels like a complete restoration of your energy and your freedom and your playful spirit, and being able to be yourself again. And wow, something was really stifling you, because I feel like there were certain unique traits or eccentricities about yourself that you had to suppress. I'm also picking up on someone's energy who's in a job that is so vaguely related to their major. It's not really what they had envisioned for themselves. It's like, yeah, someone took a job because it had a very small relation to what they want to do, but it's actually quite boring and not what they wanted to do at all. And it feels just very repetitive and lacking creativity. So if that's your situation, you could be freeing yourself from that. like if you were a mixologist and you had a dream of making really cool and creative cocktails that stimulate all the five senses and like having your own bar, and your job is selling beer at a baseball game. It's like, okay, alcohol is the common thread, but it's totally not the same thing. So if you're in a situation like that, congratulations, you may be freeing yourself from that situation, because you're meant to do something more creative and unique. I feel like you're meant to do something weird, and I mean that in the best way. Something about your profession or the things you create, people would say like, wow, I've never seen that before. Also, some of you were working, this could have added to your frustration and stress. You're working with someone who it's like, you tell them to fix something and then they say, okay, is this good? And it's literally like they didn't change anything. And you're like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, why is this hard? You're asking them to fix something several times, and every time they come back, they didn't fix the mistake. Ooh, that's frustrating me. Just thinking about it. Also, Yumi is fully in like going to sleep mode on my lap. She's curled up. That's very cute. Okay. Let's clarify this Five of Swords. We have the High Priestess. And the King of Wands. Why do the High Priestess and the King of Wands look similar? So having the High Priestess paired with the Five of Swords, this very much gives the feeling of, and this was coming up in group 2 as well, your soul knows the way, but your mind is the one doubting and questioning. Your soul knows that it's time for this cycle to end. It's your mind that maybe at times was afraid of letting go. And that has more to do with the uncertainty of the future. It's like, I know I want to let go, but then what? But then what's next? Like, I can't let go yet. I have to hold on to the way things are. Also, I feel like many of you in letting this cycle end would be going against advice that people have given you, or going against what people expect of you. I'm thinking of the time that I quit business translation school. I actually really enjoyed it, but I just enjoyed other things more. And my mom told me not to quit. My astrologer told me not to quit. And I was like, I'm going to quit. Because at the end of the day, your soul trumps all of that outside advice. And that's not to say that was bad advice. It's just my soul's the one who has the blueprint. And everything turned out great after that. So this will be a situation where your soul takes the lead, even when your mind doesn't know what's going on. Your soul knows what to do, and your soul knows when it's time as well. With this King of Wands here, like with the sun, the star, the King of Wands. Okay, now I'm tasting spearmint. Interesting. I might look up the spiritual significance of that. It's very clear to me that you are a creative soul. You are likely pretty independent. You probably don't do well with like authority and taking orders and things like that. And there's something about you like having your own store or having your own business, or just doing your own thing. And maybe recent situations have just proven to you more and more that that's what you're meant to do. You may be doing some kind of solo project where before you always were working in a group or working under the direction of someone else. Okay, this is not going to be for everyone, but if you were considering going off and doing your own thing, professionally, creatively, academically, whatever, and someone gave you advice that you shouldn't do that, there may be someone who's like, I don't know if envious is the right word, or like threatened by your potential. I don't know. I'm picking up on something fishy like that. So when they're telling you, like, no, oh my God, like, don't do that, it's actually because they know you would be really successful, and something about that, like, makes them insecure. It feels very much one-sided though. Like, that's just them in their own world, you know? Let's clarify this Tower. We have the Three of Wands. I just heard something like your ability to adapt and your ability to pivot is what's going to make you successful. When things hit the fan in life, it's almost like you see that as an opportunity to change course. Yeah, I'm hearing like, how can I turn this? It's very much giving like turning lemons into lemonade, which that's the second time I've been talking about making drinks. Maybe the third time. Because I was talking about cocktails, I was talking about the herbal remedy, now I'm talking about lemonade. What is happening with all these beverages? Stay hydrated, folks. Woo! Yeah. Oh, Aries energy is definitely significant here because we got Mars, we got Aries, and we got Aries. So shout out to my Aries who are watching this. I know that this reading is supposed to be for the rest of 2025, but next Aries season, like the months of March and April of next year, could be a very prosperous time for you if you wanted to make a note of that. If you don't have significant Aries placements, you still have the sign of Aries somewhere in your birth chart. So that could be like whatever house it's in, that could be the area of your life that is being blessed by the end of this year and also into the first few months of 2026. We have Saturn and Neptune. They were doing a little retrograde into Pisces. I don't remember exactly when they're going back into Aries. I've looked it up many times. I just forget every time. But by 2026, Saturn and Neptune will both be in Aries, and that could be benefiting you somehow. But anyway, this feels again like a boldness, like independence, like I'm going to do my own thing. I'm doing something that has never been done before. So either you're trying a new path that you haven't tried before, or you're trying a new approach, or you are breaking into some industry and doing something very innovative. And the fact that you haven't been in those spaces for a long time is kind of a strength for you, because you haven't been conditioned by peers to do things in the predictable cookie cutter way. You're coming in with the ability to be spontaneous and experiment. It's the feeling of you're not following the status quo because you don't even know what the status quo is. You are completely free from that. You're completely free to be unique and true to yourself. I just heard, it's like you're getting interviewed by someone and they're like, who's your greatest inspiration? And you're like, me. I don't know if that's literally happening. I mean, you could be getting interviewed. Definitely, your work could be featured. But I feel like in this new era, you are your own greatest inspiration. You are a unique soul, and the pairing of soul to your human self is also a unique collaboration. So the things that get channeled through you are going to be one of a kind and interesting. And I feel like there's a lot that you have yet to explore within yourself. And I feel like your soul inspires your human self, and your human self inspires your soul. And it's really beautiful. I think throughout this whole journey, you are becoming very close with your own self and feeling a strong connection between soul and body, and like divine mind and human mind. And they're working together very well. Some of you could be traveling, and specifically, I'm hearing traveling for fun. And I'm also hearing you don't have to go with anyone if you don't want to. You could do a solo trip, or you don't have to visit anyone if you don't want to. Some of you could be going on a trip and you're not telling people. Because if you tell people, then they'll be like, oh, can you bring me this? Can you look for this? Because we don't have it here. And I know they have it in that country. So can you bring that back for me? And, oh, can I see you? Which is fine, but I feel like you're not in the mood for doing all that stuff for other people. So you are taking a vacation or taking a trip that is just for you. Another interpretation of this energy could be you're taking a few days off and not telling people that you have the days off, so that people aren't like, oh, well, if you're free, can you do blah, blah, blah? It's like, no, I cannot. I'm just going to be with myself right now. Okay, so let's finish off this reading with some dice. We have the sign of Sagittarius. So air signs were coming through, and fire signs. So this is like half the signs now, but Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be significant. Pluto in Sag, shout out to my Pluto in Sag people, that's what I have. And Pluto in the 8th house could also be significant. Sag in the 8th house. Taurus rising, if I didn't say that already, could be significant. In terms, oh my gosh, wait, that's so funny. I was just talking about going on a trip and not telling people. And Sagittarius can talk about travel, and the 8th house can talk about secrets. That is very silly. I feel like there's like a solo trip or a low-key trip you're going on, or just taking some time for yourself. For some of you, this could even be a staycation, you know? Going... Yumi, did you just fart in my lap? Yeah, you did.
That's okay. You are so cute. And you're so sleepy.
She's like passed out in my lap right now. Anyway, there's some energy like that going on. Also, there could be a reunion with a long distance love interest or a long distance friend. And is there anything else? There's a message about the coming year where you're gonna feel a lot of internal shifts. In some way, you are feeling a powerful upgrade or awakening that is happening within you. But if you tried to put that into words, it would be difficult. And I feel like your guides are saying it's okay, because not everything can be put into words. If you are, well, you don't need to be bilingual to know this, but there's certain words that don't exist in other languages. And it's the same with non-earthly codes. Not everything that's happening to you on a soul level, or not every transmission you are receiving on a soul level can be translated into human language, but that doesn't make it less real. So, and you don't have to tell people, because imagine you're talking to someone and you're like, I feel like I've gone through an awakening. I feel like I've gone through an energetic upgrade. And they're like, oh, really? How so? And you can't explain. You're like, I don't know, I just feel it. In that moment when you are in front of someone and you're like, I can't put it into words, maybe you feel like, oh, well then maybe it's nothing. But no, just because you can't translate it doesn't mean it's nothing. And some things you just feel on your own. Some things don't need to be proven or communicated to be real. If you feel it and you know it, then that's enough. And I think, yes, you are going through a very powerful and profound upgrade. Well, it's already happening, but in the next year, you are going to feel it. And in time, it will speak for itself. Your evolution will speak for itself. And I feel like you're going to start creating some really cool shit as you get more comfortable. You're going to get really good at not, how do I say that? Speaking of not being able to put something into words, letting yourself feel the energetic currents without trying to name them or label them, and just letting them move you to create, move you to express yourself, move you to take an action. And the product of what you're channeling into this world will speak for itself. That's the testament to your awakening. Man, I hope that made sense. Anyway, I'm just looking it up after your reading because I forgot in the moment, but it looks like spearmint is used for healing, cleansing, and protection. It's associated with the element of water and the planet Venus. Group number 3, those are all the messages I have for you, so we're gonna end the reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Let me show you how Yumi is right now. There's the baby. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can watch also exclusive full-length pick a card readings for the members, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 4s. So if you guys chose the yellow cat with the pink collar, this is going to be your reading. I very suddenly had a song pop into my head that I haven't listened to in years. And the song is You Used to Hold Me by Calvin Harris. It was just the chorus is literally just You Used to Hold Me over and over again. But it's a very catchy song, and it came out in 2009. So I don't know if you know that song, if it's significant to you. Maybe I will link it down below so you can listen to it. But yeah, let's get into your cards. So I'm going to shuffle the Rainbow Heart Tarot, and I'm gonna pull 3 cards from here. These could be 3 cards that are all talking about the same blessing. They could be talking about 3 different blessings. We're just going to leave it open to however Spirit wants to convey these messages. So let's see what is in store for my group number 4s from now until the end of this year. We have the Queen of Swords. We have a card that fell on the floor. We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Hierophant. Okay, with the Eight of Wands here, I do think that a blessing coming in by the end of this year is you are receiving communication from someone. You are receiving a message that you have been waiting for. So if you have wanted someone to reach out, whether that's an individual or it could even be like a group or a company, they are going to reach out to you by the end of the year. You could be getting a response or a reply that you've been waiting for, hearing about the results of something. So that's what I'm seeing with the Eight of Wands. Also, if you have reached some kind of plateau in your progress, like if you're working towards a goal and you've kind of stagnated, you could be getting out of that rut by the end of this year. And also, if you've been manifesting something that has not had any progress, like for days, weeks, months, the ball is going to get rolling again before the end of this year. I also just heard head start. That feels more like advice. So if you have goals to, for example, start a new habit in the new year, Spirit is saying maybe get a head start and start it in December. With the Queen of Swords here, I'm looking at these swirly clouds in the background and the owl in the forefront. You are finding the solution to a problem that has been weighing on your mind, but ironically, the solution is that it's not your problem to fix. So you're shifting from this mindset of how do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? To, oh, there's actually nothing for me to fix. So either there is no problem or this is not my job. So I'm going to give a couple of different examples, and of course, feel free to claim any and all interpretations that resonate with you. But okay, let's say there was somebody who felt like they had a flaw in their appearance, and they're doing all this research about how can I change this? How can I fix this? And they think that their big solution is going to be when they find the magical hack or the magical method that's going to change this flaw. But in fact, their big solution is the realization of, oh, there's actually nothing wrong with this feature of mine. I actually don't need to change it. It's actually fine just the way it is. There, problem solved. And I just saved myself a bunch of money or I just saved myself a bunch of headache. So that's one interpretation. And another one that was coming to my mind is someone who is like going over and over in their head, how can I help this person? How can I help this person? And feeling that stress weighing on them. And then they realize like, oh, it's not my job. It is not my job to do this for that person. It is not my job to take on their burdens. Problem solved. It's like the problem is solved by realizing it is not your problem and then just letting it go. And that saves you a ton of time or a ton of money or a ton of energy. The Queen of Swords is very intelligent and she has the gift of discernment, of knowing what is hers to invest her energy in and what isn't. And when she knows that something's not her problem and that she's not going to engage, she's not afraid to say it in no unclear terms. You could be setting, like kind of giving a blessing to yourself by setting very clear boundaries with someone. And then we have the Hierophant. So again, with the Hierophant, I'm picking up on a couple of different interpretations. So please feel free to claim any and all that resonate with you. You could be receiving a blessing with regards to education. So getting accepted into a school, getting accepted for some kind of educational opportunity. If you work in the education field, this could also be you getting a job offer. If you are running a class or if you have your own course, like you could be getting a lot of registrations, and so it's doing very well. There's a lot of people who want to learn from you. So good news surrounding like schooling, education, things like that. You could be getting a scholarship as well. In fact, these two could go together because with the Eight of Wands, we were talking about you possibly receiving a reply from somebody, receiving news about something. So you could be hearing from a school. I just heard like you're hearing from the board, like the board of directors or a school board or something, I don't know. And you are getting an opportunity or you're getting a position that you wanted. That is one interpretation that I'm seeing from the Hierophant. And then the other was getting some kind of blessing from an older person whom you really admire. So I was kind of thinking of, like traditionally, if you wanted to take someone's hand in marriage, you would get the blessing from their parents. It kind of felt like that vibe. And on that note, if you are meeting your significant other's parents or meeting their family, this could be a sign that they're going to really like you and you're sort of getting their blessing, so to speak, in that symbolic sense. This could also be someone in your professional or educational sphere. So, like a professor you really look up to, or an expert in your field, a legend, like someone who is legend status, someone who is a veteran, who's very experienced, and their opinions and their words would mean the world to you. Okay, so that's the vibe with the Hierophant. And in general, with the Hierophant, I feel an energy of wanting to align with the highest version of yourself. This is an interpretation that often comes up for me when the Hierophant is in a reading. So I can kind of see a thread that ties all of these together. You're receiving a communication you've been waiting for that makes you feel better about yourself and your future. You could be receiving an opportunity, an offer, a notification of acceptance, and you're feeling very good about the direction your life is headed in. Like, I know that I'm well on my way to becoming the best version of myself. And because you're so hopeful about your future, you have something to protect. Like, you feel like your future is so bright and you want to protect it, and therefore you must protect your own energy too. So you really, I don't have the luxury of dealing with unnecessary nonsense and dealing with things that are not my problem. Yeah, I'm working towards a meaningful future, so I got to be very selective with my time and energy and what I'm investing it in. You're setting yourself up to have even more blessings in the future. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. This little owl kind of looks like Yumi. So cute with the big round eyes. She's been sitting on my lap this whole time. She's very snuggly today, and I wonder if it's because it's getting cold. And also, I think she just likes hanging out with you guys. We have the Three of Swords. Interesting that both of these cards have a sword going through the heart. I'm hearing like you're in your villain era, and honestly, I don't even know if that's a thing people say anymore. But when you go from one extreme of walking on eggshells, not wanting to hurt anyone's feelings, not wanting to ruffle anyone's feathers, and then I want to be careful with this wording because it's not like you're purposely trying to ruffle feathers or purposely trying to hurt feelings. That's not you. But you're no longer so afraid of maybe I'm gonna hurt someone's feelings that I'm just gonna shut up about everything and never call anyone out and hold my tongue and give everyone the benefit of the doubt and just go along with everything. You're not doing that anymore. Like, I'm gonna speak my truth. I'm not gonna be rude. I'm just gonna speak my truth. And if that hurts your feelings, then I'm sorry. But I can't stifle myself anymore. We also have the Four of Swords. So clearly, this is going to bring you a lot of peace. I think, this reading is about the rest of the year, but I feel like in the coming months, you're going to realize how much crap you were worried about and how much you were carrying that was not your problem. And you're going to feel so much lighter. It's like if you were carrying a purse and like 80% of the stuff in it is not even yours. Just people going like, can you hold this? Can you put this in your bag? Can you put this in your bag? Because that's what people do when you have a big bag. They're like, oh, that will fit. But even if you have a big purse, eventually, if everyone's putting their crap in there, your back's gonna start hurting and you have to unload all that shit. And when you just have your own personal belongings in there, it's gonna feel so much lighter and so much more peaceful. You're not taking on other people's crap anymore. You're gonna sleep better. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be worth it. Okay, let's clarify this Eight of Wands. We have the Hierophant again. So that's very interesting because I was wondering if these two were related and you were receiving good news about an opportunity to level up in your job or a study opportunity. So the fact that the Hierophant is coming out to clarify this, I feel like that's going to be the case for a lot of you, receiving good news about your career or studies or a special opportunity to expand your knowledge. You may have, or a special opportunity to work with someone you really admire or to get feedback from them. There's that archetype coming in again. It's like some kind of mentor or elder. It's giving senpai energy. Someone whose insights would be so valuable to you and someone whose encouragement would be so valuable to you. If you have like someone you would want to mentor you or someone like you'd want to ask them questions, you'd want to get advice from them, you look up to them so much, I feel like you're going to have a really nice interaction with them by the end of this year, and even receive like really positive feedback or compliments or encouragement from them or advice that really sticks with you. Yeah, that is coming through strongly. We have the Fool. So in some way, this communication is unexpected. Now, I did say you were waiting for it. So it could be that the contents of the communication are unexpected. Like, for example, you applied for something and you're like 99% sure you're not going to get it. And then boom, you got it. You're like, what the heck? I mean, this reading is about surprise blessings, so. Or you thought like you submitted something for feedback, or you're getting an evaluation and you're thinking like, oh, they're gonna pick me apart for this and that. They're gonna notice these mistakes. They're gonna say that this part wasn't good enough. And then the feedback you get is like, it was perfect. We loved it. So maybe it's that the contents are way more positive than you thought. The news you're receiving is way more positive than you thought. I also just saw a scenario of someone getting like, maybe they're getting some kind of health check. Like they go to the dentist and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have 10 cavities. And the dentist is like, wow, your teeth are so clean. And you're like, what? There's something like that that's happening where the news or the feedback is way better than what you expected. And it's also bigger than what you expected, or it's going to turn into something bigger that completely changes your life. So, for example, let's say this really prominent CEO, you get a chance to meet them and get business advice from them, but then it ends with them wanting to hire you. Like, that was not on your bingo card. You thought it was just going to be a cute little, I'm getting this one-time experience with this mentor, or, I'm getting to have an internship. You're not thinking it's going to turn into a full-time job, or you think you're just getting to visit the campus for a one-day activity, but then you get hired there, or I don't know what's happening, but it's evolving into something bigger than you thought. It's not a cute little interaction. It's gonna turn into something big. Okay. Let's clarify this Hierophant. We have the Moon, and we have the Two of Wands. I feel a dissatisfaction, but it's a dissatisfaction that is motivating rather than one that you are dwelling on and moping about. And I think it has to do with where you're at in your personal growth, in the development of your skills and gifts, where you're at in the journey to becoming your best self. There's this feeling of, I only have a vague idea of who my best self is because there's only so much that daydreaming and visualizing can show me. And the other half of it is I have to start taking action towards it. I want to be really careful with my wording. I'm hearing things like regret, but again, it's not a regret that you're dwelling in and like sulking in and letting it freeze you. It's a regret that feels motivating and propels you forward. There's some aspect in your personal growth journey where maybe you felt like you hadn't done enough up until now. Like you spent too much time just visualizing, just speculating about who you could become rather than actually taking the steps to get there. And I want to say that's okay. And the fact that you're feeling this way is just a sign that you've graduated from the visualizing stage. And like, it's time now. It's time for you to start taking action, thus grounding it into your physical reality. So it feels very exciting. Like, I have a vague idea of what my best self looks like, but there's still so much that I don't know, and I can't wait to meet them. And I'm ready. I'm ready to move towards them. And I feel like this new opportunity that is coming in, combined with your strengthened boundaries and discernment about where you invest your energy, it's setting you up to make a really beautiful and smooth journey towards your best self. This is very exciting. And I just saw you like sitting at a long table with a lot of people and you're toasting. Feels like a team of coworkers, a team of classmates, a team of collaborators, like your peers, and you're celebrating something together. And it's beautiful. I think the big theme for you here is like personal evolution and committing to becoming your best self, and just you refuse to let anything get in the way anymore. Maybe some of you have really felt like for a long time you've been living your life for others, and I feel like in this next era, I mean, it doesn't feel right to say you're becoming selfish, but you're living for yourself and you're serving others in a way that feels natural, and you're serving those whom it is natural for you to serve, and not taking on unnecessary side quests to just appease others or play someone else's game, if that makes sense. So, okay, let's roll some dice for you for your final message or advice from Spirit. We have Scorpio. We have the 8th house, so those two energies are related. And we have Uranus. Scorpio or Aquarius energy could be significant. Uranus in Scorpio could be significant. I feel like if you're born in the early 80s, I don't know. If you're born somewhere around that time, you might have Uranus in Scorpio. I do not know off the top of my head. Uranus in the 8th house, if I didn't say that already. Scorpio in the 8th house or Aries risings could be significant. You don't have to have these placements, but if you or someone close to you has them, that could be a confirmation. This feels like some kind of secret is being exposed. But what is the advice? Something that was once hidden is coming to light, and it's really changing your perspective on something or someone. There's a feeling of this new information changes everything. There's something coming up about a contract as well. So maybe you're noticing something in a contract that you didn't notice before, and you're like, well, this changes everything. And this is somehow working in your favor. Or maybe you realize that someone was violating a contract. Like, let's say your boss is asking you to do all this stuff, and then you notice something in your contract and it's like, oh wait, you can't ask me to do that. Like, it says right here. So some information's coming up and it's changing everything in a way that is liberating you. We have Aries. Oh, we have Uranus again. And we have Aries, and we have the 2nd house. This could be related to money or joint assets. Like you have more money than you think, or you're entitled to more than you think. Another party owes you money and you didn't know about that, or you weren't expecting it to be that much. I don't know. There's some secret information coming out that is working in your favor, and somehow you're getting money or material gains from it. I'm also thinking of like a legal situation. This is getting really specific, but imagine you're in a court battle with someone and then you find some incriminating information about them and you're like, oh, we got this case. We got it in the bag now. This changes everything. Like, some secret coming up is gonna help you. It's not really advice, but I guess just something to be aware of. Maybe it's in your best interest to, when you find this information, to not spill the beans right away that you know the secret. Keep your knowledge of the secret and make strategic moves in silence. Yeah. Okay. Interesting message to finish with. Let me know if you know what that's referring to. But anyway, group number 4s, those are all the messages I have for you. So Yumi and I are going to end the reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can also watch full-length pick a card readings that are exclusive for the members, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number 5s. So if you guys chose the two-tone cat with the orange and brown fur and the green collar, this is going to be your reading. I have a kind of random intuitive message coming through. Maybe it's like for one person, but I'm seeing so clearly in my mind's eye the pink ribbon emoji, like the bow. So I don't know who that's for, but that emoji could be significant, or maybe look out for that emoji when you are browsing, scrolling, surfing the web in the near future. That might be a sign from a spirit guide or some kind of confirmation. But anyway, let's get into the cards. So we're gonna start with the Rainbow Heart Tarot. And I'm gonna pull 3 cards from this deck. These could be 3 cards that are all talking about the same blessing. They could be talking about 3 different blessings. We're gonna leave that open to however Spirit wants to convey these messages. So let's get into it. My group number 5s, what is a surprise blessing coming to you by the end of this year? We have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, we have Temperance and the World. I feel like I want to put these together. I just need to cover the boobs. Okay, and one more for my group number 5s. We have the 3 of Swords. Okay, so we're gonna start here with the 9 of Pentacles. There could very well be a blessing coming in your career, especially to do with your income, like getting a raise or getting an end of year bonus that you weren't expecting. Sometimes I see the 9 of Pentacles as like receiving a very generous tip or receiving a very generous gift from someone at work. Like a client brings you a gift or your boss gives you some kind of gift. Someone who really appreciates you. And it kind of makes sense because this reading is for the end of the year. There may be someone giving you a very generous present or bonus because they're like, thank you so much for your hard work this year. I really appreciate you. Couldn't have done it without you. That kind of vibe. Also, I feel that some of you are getting a surprise regarding some past efforts finally paying off. An easy example of this is like if you're posting videos and a video from 6 months ago suddenly starts doing very well. So I feel like it's something you did, something you worked on many months ago, and you either forgot about it or you're like, oh, well, that didn't go anywhere. Oh, well, on to the next thing. But now it's suddenly gaining attention, or it's suddenly giving you the payoff that you wanted. Also, this is not usually how I interpret this card, but a specific message is coming through for some of you that a friend or a peer whom you were really rooting for is becoming successful. And this feels like a blessing to you as well, because you care about them, or maybe you love them in some cases, like if this is a really dear friend and you know how much this means to them and you've really wanted them to succeed. So them getting this blessing feels like a blessing for you too. I feel like you're really happy for like a bestie or someone close in your life, and I could see you finishing off the year celebrating together with both of your victories. You should be, by the way, very proud of yourself for how you are finishing off this year. And I'm hearing something like this past year in 2025, you handled many things with grace. I feel like there were a lot of situations where you were the bigger person when you didn't necessarily have to be, but you did that and you stayed in your own lane. And you focused on your own stuff, and now all of your hard work is paying off. So I hope that you're finishing off this year very proud of yourself, because you should be. And I would recommend personally maybe giving yourself a little end of year present or a little end of year treat, because you deserve it. Okay. So moving on to Temperance and the World, this is definitely giving me travel vibes, because that's, you know, literally the world, especially if you are wanting to travel overseas, like travel to another country. The world could definitely be a sign of that. And paired with Temperance, this card is associated with Sagittarius energy, which travel is a big theme of that sign. So I feel like you may not be going on an unexpected trip by the end of this year. That would be very impromptu, although never say never. But you could be planning an exciting trip in 2026. And maybe the blessing that's coming by the end of the year is, for example, the plane tickets are on sale, or someone is buying the ticket for you. Someone bought you a ticket to something, or you just found out that you can get time off. You just found out that you're gonna have enough money to go. You are starting to plan and get excited about it. So it's in the works. Something is in the works, like a big trip that you're planning. Another really specific message that's maybe just for a few of you is finally getting to go on a honeymoon. So that would be for those of you who got married a while ago and you have been planning to do a honeymoon, but you just haven't had time, or you haven't had the money to do the honeymoon that you really want to, and now you finally can. Congratulations, if that is your message. So if I interpret that message a bit more broadly, there could be some of you who have been wanting to do a trip with your friends. Like, you've been talking about this trip for years. Let's go to this place. I want to see these things. I want to have these experiences together, like you and a group of your close friends. And finally, your schedules are all lining up. You all got the time off. You can all afford it now. Like, it's happening. So there's definitely themes of travel and like good times with good pals. Okay, I really like the vibes of this group. And then we have the Three of Swords, and I think that this is an iris. I'm sure that I've had this conundrum multiple times with this card, because I have vague memories of looking up irises during readings to see if that's what the flower is. So let's say it's an iris. That's how I'm interpreting it. This blessing here has to do with a loss or a disappointing situation from your past. And the blessing is that you are seeing some truth about it. Like, you're seeing why things had to unfold in that way. Or some new information is coming out that you realize whatever you thought was a huge loss was actually like you dodged a bullet kind of vibes. For some of you, this is not going to be for everyone, but it could be that you end up actually happy that something didn't work out. Or at the very least, you would see the silver lining in it, or you would see like why it was meant to happen that way, so that you can finally get closure and move on. If you had a loss or a disappointing situation in the past that felt like the rug was being pulled from under you, like it was very sudden, you had no idea why, no idea what was going through the other party's head, they may re-enter your life briefly to give you some kind of clarity or give you some kind of explanation. Only claim that if you want that. Because some of you might be like, no, I don't want to see anyone from my past. Like, stay away from me. Whatever the case is, whether this is through the other party giving you clarity or just you coming to terms with it on your own, I do see you getting closure and peace and understanding why things unfolded the way they did and just being able to move on, so that you're not entering the new year with a heavy heart or with hard feelings or regrets or like wishing something happened differently. You can leave all of that baggage behind. There is Saturn energy. Both of these cards, 2 of our 4 cards are associated with Saturn. Maybe some of you had a Saturn return or you're going to have it in 2026. If you have placements in the late degrees of Pisces or the early degrees of Aries, Saturn will be interacting with those like now or in the very near future. So that's something to keep in mind. I want to say in general, like placements, if you have placements in late degrees of water signs, those could be significant. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Some of you could be kind of impulsively sprucing up your appearance or doing something to change your appearance, but it's turning out really well. I know that impulsively changing your appearance is not always recommended, but I feel like you're actually going to be really happy with the results. And you may change something in a kind of experimental way and be like, wait, this is kind of nice. Wait, I look kind of good. I think I'm going to keep doing this. Okay, we have the 6 of Cups. Yeah, definitely you're getting payoff for some efforts from your past, because the 6 of Cups is literally the past. Yeah, it feels like something coming full circle. Past efforts paying off. I also see a scenario in your career or in your creative journey, if you're a creative, where there's this loop between you and someone else where like you helped them and now they're going to help you, or they inspired you and now you're inspiring them. It feels like returning the favor when it comes to inspiration, motivation, assisting each other. I have a song stuck in my head right now, and I think the song is just called Opera. So opera could be significant. For some of you, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. Also, some of you are going to finally act on an old idea, and it's going to be really successful. This feels like maybe a project you'd been thinking of, something that had been sitting in your drafts for a long time. And again, it's like you either forgot this idea existed. If you're a creative, you'll know that feeling where you're going through your old work, going through your files, and you're like, what? I forgot about this. What the heck? You either forgot about it or you kind of gave up on it because you're like, oh, nothing's going to come of this. This is not going anywhere. I got stuck, and you just shelved it. But the inspiration is coming back, and it has to do with divine timing. So it's not like you were procrastinating because of laziness or something. I feel like there was a divine timing of when this project or when this idea was meant to surface, when it was meant to be shared. And it's coming out at the perfect time for your utmost success. I'm also noticing the floral theme in these cards. Like this person has a bunch of flowers in their hair. This person has flowers all over their onesie. So a floral pattern could be significant. Also, I don't know if you know your birthday flower, but I think every date of the year has a flower associated with it. So you may want to check out your birthday flower and what it means. Someone whose name is a flower could be significant, like someone named Daisy or Lily or Rose or something else. That's a flower. Let's clarify Temperance and the World. We have the Queen of Cups and we have the Page of Cups. You could be going on, I want to say mother-daughter trip, just because both of these people are feminine, but parent-child, like a parent-child trip. Or you could be going back to somewhere where you have a lot of fond memories. Like these could both be you. This Queen and the Page, like this is you now and this is a younger version of you. Going back somewhere that reminds you of a younger version of yourself, and it brings back the magic and the sparkle and the excitement of that time in your life, like going somewhere nostalgic. If it's not the place itself, it could also be like the company that you're with. There's a lot of reminiscing going on about old times and this realization of, wow, I really have done a lot in my life, or we really have had a lot of amazing times together. This reflecting on the past is so important. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to forget, for example, how many things I've accomplished or how many things I've done. And then when I start talking with people, I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that. Oh yeah, I did achieve that. Oh yeah, that did happen. So I think you could be having some conversations with friends, family, loved ones that just reminds you how eventful and meaningful and fulfilling and impressive your life has been until now, and how many wonderful memories you have. I also think a reason you could be feeling like a younger version of yourself is, well, first of all, you could be resting a lot better and feeling rejuvenated. But this is a time where you can sort of put your adult responsibilities to the side and just be very playful. And I would say if you are going on a trip, it's quite likely that you won't have such a packed and rigid itinerary. Like Page of Cups, this is not the vibe of, okay, we're gonna wake up at 6:15. We're gonna have breakfast at 6:30. We're gonna get the shuttle bus at 7:02 to go before the crowds get there. Like, it's not that kind of vibe. It's like, I'm gonna wake up, see how I feel. I might have an alcoholic beverage at 10 a.m. and you're not gonna say anything. Like, that's more kind of the vibe of Page of Cups. Let's go with the flow, let's vibe, let's have fun. Let's see where the journey takes us. I think you have a lot to look forward to in the new year. And also, I think what your guides are really trying to tell you here is, I'm hearing like the past isn't all bad. Just looking at this Three of Swords, I do feel like there has been something shitty in your past. Like, it could have been a breakup, a betrayal, a loss of something, and sometimes maybe that stops you from wanting to think about the past or wanting to, revisit and spend time with your younger self. And so I feel like Spirit is orchestrating this experience with loved ones and people who have known you for a long time to, like, yes, reminisce about good memories and also just remind you that you've always been wonderful. You've always been a beautiful soul in all stages of your journey, at all ages, and will continue to be a beautiful soul forever. Okay, let's get some clarifiers for this Three of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, this is very much giving the vibes of the universe is bringing you something better. Literally, I just saw 2222. So if you are sad about a past loss or a past heartbreak, you may not have time to be sad about it for much longer, because literally destiny is bringing you something better. The universe is bringing you something better, or someone better, depending on your situation. And this is a blessing that you weren't even looking for. You weren't even trying to find it. Okay, that just flew across the table. Where did you go? Oh my gosh, what a blast from the past. When I said, where did you go? I thought about that song that's like, where'd you go? I miss you so. Been forever that you've been gone. Man, I haven't heard that in ages. Okay, anyway, we have the Knights of Swords. So something better or someone better, depending on your situation, is coming in, and it's coming in fast. Yeah, this is gonna be different things for different people who chose this group, but you are receiving a message soon. And either like the person who's messaging you is the blessing, or they are messaging you about an opportunity, about something you are receiving, about an offer they want to give you. And they're talking about a date that is not very far in the future, so you have to make a decision quickly. I want to say like a week to 10 days. You could receive this message in a week to 10 days from now, or you're being offered something or invited to something that's happening in 7 to 10 days from when you receive the message. And there was a message coming out like this in another reading recently, where it's like an offer is suddenly coming in and you're excited and happy, but you're like, oh my gosh, I have 2 seconds to get ready. Like, I gotta get moving. And I'm hearing something like, the universe's timing is so funny. For some of you, depending on the situation, this offer or this person could be coming in at the last minute, at the 11th hour of something. Just when you thought there was no time left, or just when you thought a ship had sailed, just when you thought an opportunity had passed you by, suddenly this message is coming in, or you're getting this notification, you're meeting this person. There's also this feeling of it took you a long time to get over something from the past. And then as soon as you're like, you know what, I don't care anymore, then this new thing comes in, like literally the next day. The universe's timing is silly like that. Okay, let's roll some dice for your final messages. By the way, I feel like I keep saying what this deck is and not this deck, because once I get into the reading, I kind of forget. This is Omni Tarot and this is the Rainbow Heart Tarot. I think I forgot to say this one, and probably have been in the other groups as well. Okay, we have Cancer. We were talking about water signs before. Yeah, like if you have water placements like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in the degrees of 20 or later, those placements could be significant. Okay, we have Cancer, Sun, and the number 2. A Cancer Sun could be significant, or someone with Sun in the second house, someone with Cancer in the second house, or Gemini rising. You don't have to have these placements, but it could be a confirmation for you. The rest of this year, and from the year of 2026 onwards, this is an era of your life where you're gonna start to feel truly abundant. And I'm hearing you no longer feel like you are jumping through hoops to become abundant or to become successful. It's very much happening on your own terms now. You're throwing away an old, is paradigm the word? An old way of being where success was centered around meeting others' expectations. If I can meet this person's expectations, then I will be successful. If I can do what this person wants from me, what this person is asking from me, then I will be successful. Then I will feel abundant. And it's switching to like, if I'm content and I'm satisfied with what I'm doing and I'm enjoying myself, then that's abundance and success for me. Some of you could be finding success in like a self-employed venture, or working in a smaller group that truly feels like a family, like you truly have meaningful connections. I see you shining within your close social circle. This is going to be an era where close friends and family are very proud of you, are celebrating you, are frequently talking about you positively, bragging about you when you're not there, sharing about your accomplishments. There's a lot of pride and like a celebratory energy and warmth around you during this era. And I'm hearing ambition with discernment. So I do feel like you are an ambitious person, but it's no longer about going bigger just because you can or growing just for the sake of growth. It's like, I will grow if I'm personally hungry for more. And I feel like that's something I want to do. Not from the philosophy that bigger is inherently better, but if I determine that I want to do more for myself, for my life, for my career, and if I feel like I don't want to and I'm just happy with the way things are right now, then growth is not the answer for me. Like, I can just maintain. Maintaining is fine too. Maintaining is amazing. Scaling back is amazing if you feel like you need to do that. So it's like your success is no longer about just like going higher and higher and higher and proving yourself more and more and more to other people. It is no longer about that. And there's an empowerment and like a maturity in that. And I definitely think the people in your close circle are going to be noticing how much happier you are in the rest of this year and onwards into 2026. Yes. Is there any advice? Honestly, keep doing what you're doing. I feel like this is a beautiful energy of maintaining and nurturing what you've already cultivated and continuing to stay in your lane, which I think you do really well. I think one thing about you is that you do your own thing and mind your own business, and I feel like that always pays off for you. So keep watering your own garden and expect a surprise message in the coming days. Like, this feels very soon. I mean, obviously it is very soon because this is the rest of the year, but feels like a matter of days. Okay, group 5. Those are all the messages that I have for you, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can also watch full-length pick a card readings that are exclusive to the members, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!